We are looking down on the seaside resort of Hermanus, nestled between the mountain and sea on the southern shoreline of the Western Cape province of South Africa, roughly 92 kilometers as the crow flies, southeast of Cape Town. Hermanus is a delightful and popular seaside resort nestled between the mountain in the north and the sea in the south. The town hugs the coast over a length of approximately 20 kilometers and is surrounded by a wealth of natural landscapes, which makes it such a popular tourist destination. On the marine side, the area is famous for its white shark cage diving and whale watching adventure opportunities. To top this, it is surrounded by a spectacular natural hinterland, which is representative of the smallest of the 6 plant kingdoms in the world, namely the Cape Floral Kingdom, locally known as Fynbos. Here too there are numerous outdoor adventure opportunities such as hiking, birding, paragliding, mountain biking, etc. Vermont is a unique residential suburb on the western side of Hermanus that was developed with approximately 20% of its area dedicated to retaining the original coastal fynbos. In effect, this forms natural green belts or ecological corridors meandering through the suburb from the mountain to the sea and along the coast. Apart from the natural vegetation that these green belts protect, they are also home to numerous bird species and small animals, with at least 2 antelope species, mongoose, porcupine and caracal, which is a medium-sized wildcat, frequently seen in the area. From time to time, evidence of leopard have also been reported. They occur on the mountain overlooking Vermont. Vermont overlays 3 fynbos subfell types. These are Overberg sandstone fynbos, Hunklip sandstone fynbos, and Overberg dune strandveld. 2 of the former subfell types have respectively been categorized as 1 critically endangered and also endangered in terms of South Africa's National Biodiversity Act's National List of Ecosystems. The greenbelts of Vermont are therefore priority conservation areas. The Vermont Salt Pan is an integral part of its greenbelt system. It is a mildly saline wetland, also classified as critically endangered. The Salt Pan is situated in a land depression of about 17.5 hectares and only has a floodwater outflow. The pan has a system of feeder, reed-covered wetlands stretching eastwards for 1 kilometer, and its water levels are largely dependent on prevailing groundwater levels. Wildlife and birdlife are still well represented here, with up to 600 plus flamingos frequenting the salt pan, sometimes for up to 6 months in a year. On the eastern edge of the pan, a milkwood woodland thicket under which marine shell remains can still be found is evidence of the Khoisan people who inhabited this area some 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. On the western side of the pan, a small population of Diza halakii, an endangered orchid recorded from about 10 localities along the coast of South Africa, was discovered last year after invasive alien vegetation was cleared in the area. The orchid is considered to be one of the most threatened orchid species in South Africa, severely threatened by coastal developments and dense infestations of alien plants. The Vermont Salt Pan system is undoubtedly a priority conservation-worthy area and a natural heritage asset for its community, but the Vermont Conservation Trust is deeply concerned about its future, as funding is urgently needed to ensure that its ecological integrity is maintained. Although its conservation worthiness is recognized by all authorities, the Overstrand local authority is cash-strapped and unable at this point to invest in the future of the pan. On the other hand, the Western Cape Provincial Conservation Authority, Cape Nature, is funding only larger regional priorities at this time. The Vermont Salt Pan is severely threatened by the following. It has no statutory conservation protection or dedicated funding for its conservation. There is no formal coordinated planning to conserve it. It is owned by a multiple of private landowners as well as the state, which complicates its coordinated management. There are also potential ecological disturbances, illegal activities and pollution as a result of past development having been permitted too close to the pan. Furthermore, significant invasive alien vegetation infestation of the wetland and catchment area have taken place. And finally, there is a lack of public knowledge on the conservation value of wetlands in general and the Vermont Salt Pan system in particular. The funding that the Vermont Conservation Trust has requested through Greenvolved will be used for the following priority projects. Firstly, running a participatory process with all stakeholders, resulting in the compilation of a 5-year joint integrated management plan that all landowners and stakeholders will be prepared to endorse. This in turn will assist motivations for the area to receive statutory recognition and further funding, and will also help to underpin coordinated future management. Secondly, combating invasive alien vegetation around the pan to a point where ongoing control work will be affordable for the owners. Thirdly, the initiation of a monitoring program to record the ongoing physical parameters and ecological health of the Vermont Salt Pan to gather data trends that will inform and improve management of the wetland. And lastly, the construction of a boardwalk and a bird viewing hide as well as an ecocultural community centre. This will not only expand the outdoor nature-orientated activities offered at the Pan, but will also provide significant facilities for environmental awareness, interpretation, and socio-cultural meetings. In turn, this will increase ecotourism to the Pan, boost environmental awareness of this wetland area, and increase its relevance to the surrounding communities. The Vermont Conservation Trust is confident that undertaking these projects will be the catalyst required to spark the sustained protection and conservation management of the Vermont Salt Pan. I am Duncan Heard, Vermont Conservation Trust, Hermanus, South Africa.